For Violators, everyone who played the first game will play in the second. For Woodlong, Shane, the wide receiver, will not be present for unknown reasons, but everyone else will play. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, we're going to have Violators versus Woodlong. Woodlong has been a surprise in this league. A lot of people didn't expect them to take off the way they did, but they have been playing very well. Gerard has been looking like he's an all-star quarterback, but I love this guy, Shane. Guy gets open, he's fast, he gets downfield, he's tall, and he has a little bit of cockiness to him, which I love that swagger he brings.
And like what I've been saying all season is he's a difference maker on their team. He's their playmaker on offense. I haven't seen anybody able to slow him down. He's able to come up with 1-2 touchdowns per game when he's here and when Gerard is clicking with him. So I feel like when those guys are connecting, I feel like this is an offense that makes noise.
But as Dawn said, Shane is not here today. So that's going to actually hurt this team going forward in this game. And Violators, they're ready to go. The only player it seems like they don't have healthy is Nut. He's been playing to qualify to be on the team's roster for the playoffs. He's not healthy, but other than that, this team looks like they're ready to go. We're going to jump right into the game. Freddy's going to throw a short pass to Yomi, who's going to make a great catch. But they're not able to follow it up, and they're going to get stopped, giving the ball back to Woodlong. Gerard is going to throw into the gap, but the ball is going to be tipped and intercepted by Julian. Great play by Julian. You remember Julian from Ball So Hard. He made plays for them. He's making plays for Violators.
And he's a playmaker all around. This is a great way to show that he's still a playmaker no matter what team he plays on. He's able to make a great interception here where it counts on getting the Violators back the ball.
Freddy's going to throw a nice pass here to Herbie at the 1 and follow up with a nice pass to Nomar in the end zone for the touchdown, 8-0, giving the Violators a nice lead. Gerard is going to follow up with a deep pass to number 91. It's going to be overthrown. Then Gerard's going to get blitzed and sacked by Germ, forcing Woodlawn to have to punt. Great play by Germ. And if you look at the next play, Woodlawn is going to punt, and the punt is going to get returned all the way to the end zone, which is going to be a top 5 play by Herbie for the touchdown. Herbie is doing everything that this team needs him to do. He definitely should be up there for MVP. This guy's playing great, which got Violators moving great.
And I feel like right now, this is his game. He's been playing well. This is his day, I would say.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing well in both the games Violators had, this doubleheader that they had this week. So I feel like he's one of the people to talk about today because he's been having a great day no matter what team he played against. He's able to make a great punt return here. Nobody can stop him at this point.
Right.
He looks like he can do anything.
Gerard is going to get blitzed on his next series and get sacked by Germ. And following up on 4 rush, he's going to throw an interception to Light, giving the ball back to the Violators. Light has been a guy we haven't really talked about a lot this season. Makes a great pick here. He's definitely a good player. Makes a play here to give that offense back the ball. Violators is going to get stopped to take us into the half, 14-0. Woodlong is going to get the ball back, and they cannot get any offense going as the receiver drops the ball crawling across the field. And without Shane, this offense is non-existent. They can't move the ball. They can't score touchdowns. This team is dying for a Shane drink or something because they don't got nothing in this system.
And right now, as you see, without Shane, their offense can't move the ball. Shane is the main cog in their offense. It gets the defense a shift to worry about Shane, and it gets other guys open when they're more focused on Shane. So I feel like Shane is one person that they can't afford to have absent at this point because you see their whole offense changes and Gerard no longer has the targets that he needs to make plays.
The receiver's going to make that up for Woodlawn and make a great catch. After dropping the last pass, he's going to make a great catch near the end zone. On 4th down, Gerard is going to throw the pass in the corner of the end zone. The receiver's going to jump, make the catch, but land out of bounds for the turnover. Now, a lot of guys say he was forced out, which is forced out, so not allowed in this league. But if you look as he makes the jump, even though the defender went for the tackle, it does not look like he was going to end up in the end zone even without the receiver touching him.
I mean, you don't need to be a physics major to know that when he jumped, his momentum was not going to keep him in bounds. He was already heading out of bounds.
Could have got the feet down.
No, I don't think so. You look at, he was running with enough speed. When he jumped, he was not going to land in bounds. Like I just said. No. Like I said, I'm not a physics major. I don't think we have too many physics majors in our league. But everybody can see, if you look at his momentum, he was not going to land in bounds, regardless if there was contact or not. that was a good call by the ref.
Fred is going to follow it up with a nice touchdown pass to Taylor to give them the 22-0 lead. And Gerard is going to throw an interception to Germ, end of the game, 22-0. Violators still undefeated, still winning games. People talking about Carver, people talking about them getters. Violators. Nobody's talking about them, but they look like they're on their way back to the championship.
And the funny thing is, nobody talks about them, period. I mean, they go under the radar so many times. They come through the season with a great record. They play well. They play together. Fred is looking good this year.
He's looking like a quarterback
Yes,
of the
he's
year,
looking like a quarterback.
or comeback player.
Yes, either one. He deserves something. He's definitely an all-star. He's able to make all the games that they need to. He's playing well. Their offense is looking great. They have big playmakers on defense. This is a team that's making noise this season. And they're showing that they're ready to go back to this championship.
And now Woodlong has lost 2 games. Not looking like the way they looked when they first started out the gates. They're 3-2 now, so it's like, we thought they could compete with Carver. We thought they could compete with them getters. We thought they could compete with Violators.
Listen,
it doesn't look good right now.
But I'm going to say this. Hopefully, they do have one thing that they can say. Shane wasn't here this game. He's a difference maker. Last game, they had missed a lot of players last week that, were some of their main defenders that they were missing the week before. So I feel like attendance was the problem for them. Their whole team did not come for the last 2 games, but they need to fix that because just because they're not able to be here, they still need to play the game. They still need to win. So I feel like at the end of the day, they need to figure something out because now they're starting to slow down. They were on the hill. They were running fast. Now they're slowing down. And they need to get back on the hill. They need to start running again. And hopefully they can start that up again this next game.
We're going to have to see what happens next week with both these 2 teams.
For YMM, Rigo the captain will not be here for this game. His grandmother recently passed away, so he will be visiting his family in Dominican Republic. Our condolences and prayers to him and his family. For Raw, everyone is present and ready to play. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, we're going to have YMM versus Raw. YMM's coming in not looking good this season. I believe they're 1-3 right now. And they're just not looking like the team we expected them to be. And Raw comes in at 3-1. Looking like, wow, we did not expect them to play. So these teams are both playing opposite of what we thought that they would play
exactly.
this year.
It's funny that they did role reversals this year. We thought that Raw was going to struggle, looking at how they played last year. They just missed the playoffs last year. They didn't look as good as they could have been. And YMM was, former Eastern Conference champions.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. They were a good team last year. They lost in the playoffs, but they're still a good team throughout the regular season. So we didn't expect this slow start. We didn't expect this hot streak with Raw. So, like I just said, it's a complete role reversal.
Well, I talked about the key with YMM is Nelson. He has all the tools to be a quarterback, but he does not have the playmaking abilities, able to break down information and know what to do on the field when the bullets are flying. And he saw my video last week, and he didn't like it. I'm pretty sure he said it didn't affect him, but his teammates try to motivate him, say, yo, shut this dude up, which is what we want them to do.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see if he comes away with it. As Dawn said in the beginning, Rico's not going to be here this game. We're going to send our condolences and our prayers out to Rico. He lost his grandmother last week. So he's in DR. He'll be here next week. We're going to send our prayers to him. And on Raw's side, Dre's not here. And unfortunately, we had an injury, as we said in the beginning. Macho is going to be lost for the season. So technically, this will be his last game in the UFL, this game right here. So hopefully he can make some plays. We're going to jump in the game. But like I said, we said in the beginning of the game, beginning of the day, we spoke about him, we showed a little about him. So our prayers with him. We hope he has a speedy recovery, but he is out for the rest of the season. We're going to jump into this game. Kate's going to throw short to Chris, who's going to make a great diving catch for the first down. And I think that is going to be a top 5 play. I like that. It's a top 5 nominee. Going to make a great diving catch. Great play to make this catch here, helping his quarterback out. Kate's going to follow out, rolls out, and throws a pass to Macho on the sideline. One guy that we love, like I said, he's going to be gone for the season, but he makes a play here. Remember, this happened before Sunday. Raw's going to end up getting stopped and give the ball back to YMM. Nelson's going to get the ball back and make a nice pass here on the side for Lulu for the first down. And these are the plays that Nelson should make all the time. Well, talking about Nelson, sometimes what makes you cry, what makes you laugh, makes you cry. And Nelson's going to follow that nice pass that he threw to Lulu, throws to Jeremy in the end zone. So be underthrown and picked off by Pito, giving the ball back to Raw. Unfortunately, Nelson can't make the throw necessary for the touchdown. Going to give the ball back. All that he did for nothing.
And I feel like on a promising drive, it hurts to throw a pass like that. All they had to do is, it wasn't a bad pass. I mean, it wasn't a bad decision. It was just a bad pass. You have to be more accurate with a pass like that because you don't want to keep the defender in the play because it can come the other way just like it does here.
Casey's going to throw a pass from moving across the middle, runs it in for extra yards, giving him the first down. But then Casey's going to get sacked twice. This one by Brandon, and the next two plays, he's going to get sacked by Josh, forcing Raw to punt. Casey can't move the ball, but he's smart. He's going to take smart sacks back and throw the interception. That's why I call Casey the UFL version of Alex Smith.
Yes, he's able to know that if he's not able to do anything, you might as well just take the sack and just end up and rather than turning over the ball, you'd rather just hold the ball. And if you have to punt, you punt, but you don't give the defense a chance to make a play on the ball. You keep your offense alive and you give the defense some good field position.
Well, Raw is going to be in them having a punt, giving the ball back to Wyman. Nelson's going to get sacked by Hector, who's been playing very well this season. Great sack by Hector, and Wyman is going to have to punt. Casey's going to get blitzed and sacked by Pude.
Yes, finally you pronounce it right.
Said it right. Big sack here by Pude, helping out this Wyman defense.
Finally.
Great play by them. Casey's going to short pass on the sideline, and the flag on the play is going to get Raw extra yards. And then Casey's going to follow with a touchdown pass. We can't find out who that guy is. Hopefully, we'll find out this week. Hopefully, you guys watching the show can either text me or send it to the guest book. Let us know it was a touchdown catch caught by, but it's definitely a touchdown catch. Great throw by Casey, 6-0. Great play.
And this is one of the plays that you need because, both offenses were struggling. They weren't able to make anything happen. Casey's able to finally put a spark into their offense by scoring the touchdown when they need to, connecting with his receiver, finding him open. This is Casey making plays right when he needs to, not doing too much, but not doing too little, right when they need it.
Nelson's going to follow with a Hail Mary. It's going to be incomplete, taking us into the halftime, 6-0. YMM is going to get the ball in the second half. Nelson's going to throw to a wide open Brandon who runs for a huge gain. Brandon's a guy I like to call Deshaun Jackson. The problem with him is he needs to worry about playing football and less about the referees. The kid is good, but we can say that about the whole team. If they learn just to play ball, have one game where they just don't talk. They play ball, they don't worry about the yelling, they don't worry about the showboat, they worry about playing, and they will make plays as he does here. Great play for the huge game. But unfortunately, Nelson's going to throw to a wide open Brandon in the end zone, who drops the ball. Just made a great play, drops the ball. Can't make that happen. Can't do that to your quarterback. Wyman's going to turn the ball over.
And the most important catch you were supposed to make is the play you drop. That's unfortunate. It kills your offense. You make one play and then you drop it the next. This is just their whole offense not being on the right page, and they fall apart right when it counts. This hurts them.
Casey's going to get the ball back and run for a nice gain. Then he's going to get sacked by Josh, forcing Raw to punt. Remember, Raw's only up 6-0. Nelson's going to follow it up, getting the ball, and end up getting sacked by Hector, causing YMM to turn the ball over, giving it back to Raw. Casey's going to get the ball back here, and he's going to make a throw, but it's going to be picked off by Jeremy. Definitely a great play by Jeremy. We ain't talk about him this game, but he makes a great play here, picks off Casey, and we see Casey make a mistake, something that he usually doesn't do.
And this was just a great play on the ball by Jeremy. We already seen him baiting quarterbacks all season. He's able to make another play here, fooling Casey into thinking that his receiver was open, and he just comes up and takes it from him. That's a great interception by Jeremy.
Nelson's going to throw a short pass to Jesse, who's going to make a pitch to Brandon to get a few extra yards. Remember, they're down 6-0. Nelson's going to get a pass almost intercepted by Groldo, and definitely should have been intercepted, but it wasn't. Rodgers going to follow with a Hail Mary, who's going to cause a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to Raw. Raw's going to force a punt, going to have to be forced to punt after running the clock, giving the ball back to Wyman. Nelson's going to throw a pass to Roger, which is dropped. Roger has to make that catch. because if he makes that catch, that puts Wyman in the red zone. Now Nelson is forced to throw a Hail Mary, which is going to be knocked down for the win for Raw. Raw's going to win this game 6-0. Raw is 4-1 now. 4-1 as Wyman falls to 1-4. Bad play by Wyman. Hey, Casey, he thought he throws one touchdown, but he gets another win under his belt.
And I feel like their team was able to do just what they needed to win. Casey was able to put the points, the only points in the game, 6 points, but the points that they needed, Casey's able to find his receiver in the end zone right when he needs to. He's doing his job. He makes one mistake here, but it doesn't hurt them because his defense does back him up and gets him the ball back. And you can't say nothing bad about Casey at this point, even though he made that interception. He still was able to make the smart plays, punt the ball when he needed to, get his defense some good field position to work with. And I feel like he's one person that you still can talk about as being an all-star, quarterback. All of that, he's still in the conversation for that this year.
And we're going to sit down and say, Wyman, once again, Nelson didn't look good. Seeds didn't help him. They have to make that catch for him going over the middle. If Roger makes that catch, they have an opportunity to win this game.
And I'm going to say this. Nelson, I can't bark on Nelson on this game. I can't jump on Nelson and say it was Nelson's fault. They dropped a lot of passes. There was a lot of key plays that his offense was unable to make. Yes, he takes some blame, but I feel it goes on the whole team. They have to make plays when it counts, and they did in this game.
So he's got to figure out what he's going to do. He can't add another quarterback because the roster's locked. So do you stay with Nelson? Do you go with Jeremy? What do? You have problems now. I think you stay with Nelson for the rest of the season, but slow the game down for him. Make him have the easy throws. Call the plays for him. Just have him to throw. That's all you need him to do. Throw the football, make plays. Let your receivers make the plays for you. Just don't turn the ball over.
Me, I feel like it's more than that. I don't think it's just that. I feel like the team is not together. They're not playing together. And not having Rico here does hurt. You know, they do need their team captain on the field. They do need him. Sometimes they don't listen to him, but you see a dramatic difference. They weren't able to do anything in this game besides that interception by Jeremy. So I feel like they need their leader in this team. They need to rally together. This is the latter half of the season. This is when you show who you are. This is the most important games of the season now. You have to band together. That's all it is. I feel that's their problem. It's not that they can't play well. It's just that they're not playing together. They fix that, and that's when we'll see the Wyman team that we're used to.
Hopefully, we'll see. You seem like you got a lot of faith in them.
I just want to see.
I always bet on this team. Unfortunately, the last 2 seasons let me down. Since the first league season, they went to the championship. The last 2 seasons, they've been letting me down, and I think it's their egos. But we're going to have to see what happens with this team.
I'm a fan. Like I said, you said you're a fan. I'm also a fan. But not to say that, I want them to win all their games. But I want to see they play at their best. That's all I ask for. That they play at their best. Not that they have to win every game.
Is their best with Nelson at quarterback?
It's hard to say because we haven't seen Nelson play at his caliber yet. We haven't. Last season he looked much better. He made some bad he had some bad games, but he looked much better this season. The whole team took a back step. So I feel like they need to band together in order for them to finish the season the way they're supposed to.
They definitely have the talent. They have Nelson, who's a great quarterback. Rico and Jeremy is one of the best 1-2 punches in the game. Brown is a great return man. Jesse's on the way up. Roger can dominate the game. Bones can jump out the gym.
You could go on and on all the time.
They got a lot of playmakers here. We're going to have to see what happens. But once again, Raw with the win, 6-0. They lose March for the season because of the situation that happened in BQFL. We're going to have to see what happens to this team. They're 4-1 now. But March losing March for the season. March was an all-star. He was on his way to the all-star game. We're going to have to see if Jimmy earns his money now, keeping his team together in strive to make the playoffs and get a top seeding in the playoffs. We're going to have to see next week.
Go.
For Reckless, Bishop will not be present for unknown reasons. Mimi is still out due to injury. For Longhorns, Coach Raul will not be present. Mike will also not be absent from this game. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, you're going to have Reckless versus Longhorns. Longhorns are coming in very disappointed from what they were last year. And it's a shame because they have a lot of talent. They have Mike, former Black Stallion, great player, all-star. They have Javon, great former Black Stallion player, great player, all-star. Spider, who should be an all-star this year, he's playing real good. Wesley, what can be said about him? This man's an all-star every time he steps on the field. And Sonny, the quarterback, only up and coming. But this team can't make plays. They also got Marcus,
Yes,
who's a very good player. He should be an all-star
Yes,
this
he had
year.
a great year this year.
But they can't tally the wins. So sit down and display this talent.
It's funny that the stats do not reflect their record because they've been playing well. They've been getting on the board. But I have to say, Wesley took a step back.
Yeah.
He's been very quiet this season. He hasn't been really doing much. And it seems like everybody else has stepped up forward and Wesley stepped back. And it's kind of funny to see that Wesley is supposed to be their main star. And he hasn't really done that in the season.
And Reckless, they come in looking to turn their season around. They've been playing up and down. We've seen Buck throw a lot of interceptions. He's still trying to see if he can get Mimi and Bishop back on the field at the same time to help to this offense of Just, Rico. You know, he got an offense. He definitely got an offense. If you heard what Dawn said earlier, Longhorns don't bring their coach. Coach Raul is not here. And Reckless does not have Mimi. Mimi's not playing again. So the question is, will this team turn around? We're going to have to jump in the game and see what happens. Sonny's going to throw a nice pass to the receivers and run it in for extra yards. But then he's going to end up throwing an interception to Just, giving the ball back to Reckless. We've seen Sonny make throws like this. He starts off well, then makes a mistake, and he does it again here.
And we've been saying it time and time again. This team is going to move as far as Sonny does. And when he makes a mistake, the whole team hurts for it.
Bug is going to throw a nice pass in the gap to Just, and then follow with an incomplete pass, which was tipped by the giver, turning the ball over, giving it back to Longhorns. Sonny's going to get sacked by Chris, but he had Spider wide open. Didn't see him in the gap, gets a sack. Sonny got to make these plays, got to make these throws, and like you said, it all starts with Sonny. He doesn't make it here. He's going to force a pass to Marcus, going to be broken up by Prodigy, causing a turnover. Bug is going to throw a pass to Ronnie for a touchdown, taking us into the half, 6-0. Bug is going slow, not forcing passes, not throwing picks, 6-0. They got a lead.
And I feel like maybe this is Bug's better approach, chopping up the field, because we've seen him do it well. When he's patient and he's able to find his receivers in the gaps, Bug can do it when he tries. He likes the downfield. We see that's his style. But when he's able to slow down the game, he's able to put points up just as well.
Sonny's going to throw a pass to Wesley in the end zone, but Bo forces an incomplete pass. Bo is a banger. I love the way this guy plays. When he gets physical, when he gets around, it just seems like receivers drop balls. Pause. No one's going to end up turning the ball over on downs, giving the ball back to Reckless, who's going to have to punt, giving the ball back to Longhorn. Longhorn's offense can't get in the end zone. They're going to turn the ball over, giving it back to Reckless. Bug's going to go deep to Ronnie in the end zone, but Marcus is going to get his hand on the ball and catch it for the in-toe. And Bug, I guess, want to keep that in-toe streak going because he throws another interception here, giving the ball back to Longhorns.
But I'm going to say this, like I said again, Ronnie had a step. It wasn't a bad decision, just a bad throw. He just underthrows him and gives Marcus a chance to get his hand in there and take the ball from Ronnie. When you make a good throw, the throw you need to, the defender has no chance to get it. He doesn't make that throw here, and Marcus comes up with it.
One question, was the ball intercepted?
Yes, it was.
Then all that other stuff is irrelevant. Bug threw another interception, put it in the stats, he threw another one. Sonny's going to get the ball back and throw deep to Spider in the middle, and it's just going to be broken up by Sean, forcing Longhorns a punt. They're going to give the ball back to Reckless, who Reckless is going to end up giving the ball back. Remember, Longhorns are down 6-0. Sonny finally connect with a nice pass in the middle of Spider. Rico's going to blitz Sonny and sack him. And Sonny's going to end up having to throw a Hail Mary, but it's going to be incomplete pass, giving Reckless to win 6-0. They beat Long 6-0. But went through one into. So I guess that's a positive note. Only time he gave him up one time.
If you notice, the last two games, he only threw one into.
Wow.
He only threw one to the Browns. So,
yeah.
I mean, and they lost by 1 touchdown. So, I'm going to say this. He's improving. Yeah, it's an improvement.
Yeah, he throws 1 instead of 4.
Yes, that's an improvement. Who wants to throw 4 interceptions
Try
a
not
game?
to throw none. Remember, Bug is Brett Favre of the UFL. I like him because he's Brett Favre.
But if you watch this,
he don't feel like it's a throw he can't make.
But the
and
thing,
some of them are goodies. Some of them are wow.
Yes.
But then some of them all. Wow.
But if you look at his play this year, yes, he's thrown a lot of interceptions. But sometimes those are frustration throws because his team has failed him time and time again.
That's true.
They'll drop passes time and time again, touchdown passes where you can't say a quarterback could throw it any better, they'll drop the ball. And that's frustrating for any quarterback.
I got the perfect solution. I'll come out of retirement and I'll play with Reckless. They already gave me a green hat. I'll play with them. I'll help y'all move the ball and make plays because that's what I do.
Whatever you say, old timer. But yeah.
Just watching the All-Star game.
Listen, my point is, they got the job done today. Longhorns were able to make anything happen. And regardless of what, Sonny was the worst quarterback in this game. Regardless of Bug throwing all the deep passes he wanted. He threw a lot of deep passes this game. But that shows that Bug doesn't care. He knows that he's going to connect some way or another. And Longhorns couldn't get anything going in their offense. So who looked worse? The team that didn't score.
Well, Reckless is going to get the win. Longhorns is going to get the loss. We're going to have to see what happens with these teams next week. 6-0. Reckless.
For Carver, Coach Fans will not attend for unknown reasons, but everyone else will play. For Dem Getters, Megatron will miss another game due to injury, and Walk, their quarterback, will not play for unknown reasons. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, a goodie. ILD versus the Browns. Last year we seen the Browns beat ILD in the regular season, and we seen Browns beat ILD in the playoffs to go to the chip. So ILD's looking for some redemption. Gill is still not 100%.
But he's playing.
He's going to play, but he's not 100%. He's going to play. And the Browns, they pretty much got their team, but we see the return of Reggie. They scrapped the Manny situation for whatever reason, and they go back to the guy who they had the first week but didn't use because they had Puka. Then they brought in Manny. Then they bring in Reggie. I think that's the ultimate disrespect. The guy won Offensive Player of the Year. The guy took you to a championship. The guy took you undefeated to the Western Conference Finals, and then the guy had no job.
Yeah, that's a bad thing to do to your quarterback. I thought that Manny was the new thing. If you hear
4 interception Manny.
But I'm just going by what Jingo said. He said that he was the new thing.
The last interview.
That he was riding with him. This is his new quarterback. He's going to mold him. Manny was going to be the quarterback to talk about. Past Chuck and all of these guys. Reggie's playing. And that's where the surprise comes in.
What y'all should do me a favor at the end of the show, or at the end of this game analysis, go look at the interview. It's going to be an interview with Reggie after the game. We got a very good interview with Reggie to see if he's going to retire, see if this is last year, to see why he came back. It's going to be a goodie, so just listen for that, because you know we ask all the questions, and we don't care about anything. If we have a mic, we can ask a question, and you're going to have to either say, next question, or you're going to answer it. So we usually get the juicy part. So we're going to jump into the game right now. After a long drive, Reggie's going to throw a touchdown pass, 2 breezy, 6-0. Reggie getting started, putting up points quick, showing what he does, why they bring him back. He didn't miss a beat. Touchdown, Reggie.
And this is just him coming from wherever he was. He's still in rhythm. It seems like he's still able to make the throws. Why they didn't bring him back from the beginning of the season, I don't know.
Tell me about it.
But he's still able to move the offense. He's still the Reggie that's dangerous and is able to move your offense into scoring position on every play.
Shorty's going to get the ball back for ILD and get blitzed and sacked by Trev. I like Trev. I think he's an all-star.
He's been
He's a
playing
great
huge
player.
this year.
Definitely give this Browns team a lift. He's definitely the money man on this team, doing what we seen Puka do last year. Puka's still doing what he does, but Trev is doing it a little bit better.
Yes.
Shorty's going to throw deep to number 9, but it's going to be intercepted by Puka. I guess Puka wanted me to shut up because he wanted to show that he's still the man on the team, and he doesn't hit with an interception.
And this is one thing I could say, even though he was kind of quarterbacking some of the games.
Not a very good quarterback.
He was able to put points on the board.
Right.
The point is, either way, he's still been playing his dynamic defense. He's still been able to pick off passes. I think that's his 5th interception of the year, 5th or 6th. I don't remember, but I think it's about his 5th. He's still been playing very well on defense. He's still the man to talk about. Definitely an all-star on this defense.
Reggie's going to get the ball back and get stopped by Ace, or sacked by Ace. And then the Browns going to end up getting stopped, giving the ball back to ILD. Shorty's going to avoid the blitz by Los and throw a short pass to number 3, but it's going to be stopped. Take us into the halftime, 6-0 Browns with the lead. Shorty's going to get the ball back on offense for IOD, and on 4 rush runs for a few yards. Then IOD is not going to be able to get in the end zone and turn the ball over, giving it back to the Browns offense. Reggie's going to throw a pass to Puka in the middle, but it's going to be knocked away. Then Reggie's going to follow with a pass to Puka in the middle, but it's going to be incomplete, punting the ball, giving the ball back to IOD, and I guess maybe this is the reason why he cut him, because he can't score. He's getting stopped, and now we're going to punt the ball back to IOD.
Yeah, but the thing about it that what we just heard you say, Puka pass to Puka incomplete. When does that ever happen? Reggie not being able to connect to Puka, is it because Reggie has been struggling and that's why I let him go? Or is it because Puka hasn't been having the dynamic season that we're used to because he tried to stop and quarterback? Did that slow him down? It's looking like it because he's not able to make the plays that they need to in this game right now.
Well, Shorty's going to go deep and to find a receiver for a big game. Followed up 3 plays later with a touchdown pass to Andy in the end zone, 7-6. Great play by this IOD team getting back in the game and taking the lead, not playing any games anymore. They're going to score here.
This is one team that no matter how many times they play the Browns, they battle them every single time. This is another time that they keep the game, they keep themselves in the game, scoring right when they need to, taking the opportunity that the Browns gave them to put points on the board here.
Reggie's going to throw deep to Trev for the touchdown on a bomb. 13-7. Manny who? Who they need? Manny what? Puka who? Reggie, boy. Great throw by Reggie. 13-7. Touchdown.
And you see Trev in the position that Puka was in last year.
Yes.
Trev has been having a huge year this year for them. Making plays on both sides of the field. He has a couple of interceptions this year. He has a good amount of touchdowns. He's been the main anchor on this team. Saying that Puka took a step back, can we say that? Because Trev has been the main guy for this team so far.
Shorty's going to throw deep again for the big game and followed up with a touchdown pass to number 3 Andy. 13-13 tie. Shorty is still scoring points. I know we're saying Reggie, but Shorty definitely was an all-star last year. Shorty slasher. Great play here, gets him right back in the game.
I don't know, I like Shorty. I think Shorty's a name that fits him better.
I like slasher.
Either way, we could say both names, tomato. The point is, Slasher had a good year last year. If it wasn't for him splitting with Joe, I think he could have been quarterback of the year.
Yes.
He has some good numbers this year. He's playing well. He's keeping IOD in this game, and the game's all tied right now.
Reggie's going to throw a nice touchdown pass to Puka for the touchdown on a great slant. Great throw by Reggie. Finding Puka. This is what we've seen him do a year ago. This is what we've seen him do 2 years ago. And why not keep it going this year?
And I feel if you look at this move, he catches the defender off guard with the double slam move. He fakes in and he fakes out and goes in. Catches the defender sleeping. Now he's wide open. We've seen him do this in the championship game against Cable Guy. Caught him falling and then leaving himself wide open.
Jay.
No, that was Cable Guy.
Okay.
Yes. So my point is, that was. Yo, you're right. It was Jay. Sorry.
What I tell you at the beginning.
Okay. But either way, Puka still was the one making the play happen.
Yeah.
Puka's one of the only guys that I've seen make plays like this happen so often.
Reggie likes to throw. You gotta have a guy get him the ball, and he does it here.
But this is two guys that you don't separate. Puka and Reggie, they had such a dynamic connection. Why would you separate and put anybody else in that position? It works. It's been working. Why change it?
Reggie Cup. I'm trying to think.
No. Reggie to Puka, there you go. That's it. That's it.
R&B.
No. R&B? It's P. No. Reggie to Puka. It doesn't work like R&R a couple years back with Ralph Tarico. It doesn't work like that no more. So it's Puka to Reggie to Puka. Leave it at that.
RPM.
No, just go finish this game off, please.
The last play now, Browns up 20-13. On the last play, Shorty's gonna throw a pass to the end zone, but it's gonna be incomplete, giving the Browns a win, 20-13. Definitely great game by the Browns. But now look at this. First of all, Reggie's first game back, he throws 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's great. The other thing, you have Trev, you have Puka, you have Darnell, you have Breezy. Sprinkle a little bit of Wise on there who could come out the back and make some plays.
He had an extra point in this game as well, so
Jay
that's
White,
another target.
Jay White coach, and now you got Reggie. This team is destined to go to a championship. They're destined to get back. They're the best team in the East. But it's championship or bust. Meaning win championship or bust for this team.
If they don't win a championship at this point, then you clearly have to say that it's a failure for this team because they've been either at the doorway to the dance or in the big dance.
But left sitting there with no girl.
Exactly. So I feel like there's no other way you can end a season without a championship. Otherwise, it's a failure at this point because they clearly can make it. They have what Chingo referred to as the Buffalo Bills syndrome, which they always make it and they come up short. So hopefully they can change it this season. Hopefully Reggie is in it to win it. They can play the way that they play today. Trev still have the big year that he's been having, and Puka starts to play like the MVP that he was last season. And I feel like they possibly can. The only team that stopped them was Carver by 1 point. So I feel like they still are that championship team that we remember.
And we're going to see ILD take a loss. They lost, I believe, to Raw earlier this season, and now they lose to the Browns. I mean, they don't look as strong as they looked last year, to me. They're still a great team. They still teams got to worry about them. But Ace didn't really play well. We haven't seen Jesus on a consistent basis. Shorty's been looking like he's doing everything he can to get the team to win, but the team has not looked like an elite team like we expect them to be. So they're going to have to fix a few things, get things going, because they got playmakers.
One thing I got to say is scrap the split with Joe. Scrap it. It doesn't work. I feel like that's where you start to slow down your offense and confuse your offense. Slasher, Shorty, you have to play the whole game because when you do play the whole game, your offense moves. Your offense gets the job done. I feel like you need to start to play the full game, play well like you have been playing, and your team has to just follow on follow suit and just make things happen. I feel like they can. They kind of step back a little bit, but the season's not over. I feel like they're going to end on a good note. They just got to keep moving forward.
That being said, we're going to get to the very, very anticipated interview with Reggie.
What's going on, brothers? Stephen J. here with Reggie with the big win against ILD, 3 touchdown passes. We saw you here week 1. You didn't play, but you were on roster. He went through, Coach Jingo went through Puka, even brought Manny last week. But now it seems like because he was stuck, he went with you. When you take out disrespect, given your experience and your pedigree?
Well, it's not a difficult question to answer, but when we lost in another league, I took it upon myself to just felt that, not that I didn't have anything left for the game or for the peers around me, and to teach those that, receivers coming up, that, I was just pretty much done, and I've never quit on a team, so it's like, I gave them I'm retiring now, so, best luck to the Browns and therefore. So then it got the best of me. Football is my passion. I've been playing it for 30-something years, and I just said I had to get back out here. And, being that I left them, or, I retired on him, I said I'll come back to him and give it one more season with them and see how it goes from there.
I've seen you, I grew up watching you play. You've always seemed to one thing, keep a smile on your face no matter what.
Always.
But recently, from last season, towards the end of last season, we've seen that you're becoming more of a job to you. Would you say that you lost? Having fun is not fun anymore?
I would halfway agree to that. It seems like the game is not that much fun anymore because not particularly on my end, but you have players that come out there that take the game sometimes too personal, and it's recreation. We come out here to have fun, with our fellow brothers and stuff like that. So I still come out here to have fun and laugh and joke with the guys, but a part of me do feel that it's not fun anymore.
Coming back and seeing this strong Browns defense, what does that do for you offensively, quarterback? What is that defense? How that helps you, quarterback?
It brings a heightened experience to the offense because as any quarterback would love to have receivers that's fast, that's swift. But then at the same time, a receiver can be fast, but if you don't have hands or if you don't have the football IQ to know what to do when situations break down, then what's the speed for? But as to answer your question, I love the speed. I love the revamped defense and the offense. It always can always improve, and we have a good offense.
People say that you're a regular season team, though. We've seen you go to numerous all-star games in this league. You won the Offensive Player of the Year in this league. But people say that's all y'all do. Y'all getting up stats, but when the time comes to get crunched, y'all don't do it. 2 years in a row, we've seen y'all go to Western Conference Finals and lose. Last year, go to the chip and lose. What does this Brown team have left? What's the pressure on y'all this season, giving y'all 2 last unsuccessful seasons?
Well, definitely that Buffalo Bill effect right there is something to be thought about and to take into heart when it comes to being a regular season team, getting one foot in the door and then not being able to close it after the other one gets through the door. So I feel that we really need to focus on this season, do things that we're gonna incorporate in the playoffs, and once we get to the playoffs, we just gotta be more focused and more dedicated, and play 100% football when the time really counts.
Last question: is Reggie done after the season? Have we seen the end of Reggie? Have we seen the end of the Reverend quarterback? Is you done? Are you calling the quits after this year?
Being that I've known you for so long, you're probably the only one that get the true answer out of me right this minute, verbal, on camera. I think I'll give it one more year, regardless to what happens this year. Because I don't want to go out on a sour note. I mean, I don't toot my own horn. I've been out here for 30-something years. I've won 30-something championships, jackets, rings, trophies, all types of stuff like that. So I'm really out here for the fun and see new players come up, and I just love the game.
So now that we know you're coming back, give you a bonus question: will you be wearing a Browns jersey? Is the Browns the only team you're going to play for, or if they don't work out, you will be playing in the UFL next season, even if it's not for the Browns?
That's true. I definitely will be playing in UFL next season, even if it's not for the Browns. That's just to answer the question. And to be continued, we'll see what happens from there.
We want to thank Reggie here for being with us today. Like I said, big win today versus IOD. 3 touchdown passes on this big comeback day. Thank you, Reggie.
Pleasure.
All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate it.
God bless you. Everybody keep your heads up. All
Thanks,
right?
Reg. All right.
Well, that was a good interview. He said he's coming back, regardless if it's with the Browns or not. He will be playing next season. And I think if I'm a team and I want a quarterback, I'm going after Reggie. And you know who can use him? Wyman.
Yes.
He's played with this team before. Nelson's played under him. Can you imagine Reggie in this Wyman offense? Rico, Jeremy.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, because just with a quarterback like Ralph, one of the best deep ball guys that we've ever seen throw the ball, and last season they were able to put up 50 points on the Browns to win in week 2 of last year. So I feel like with Reggie at the helm, Nelson's a capable receiver in his own right. So now they have another weapon out there. Rico playing the way he plays. Jeremy out there as a target. Jesse, listen, we could go on and on about all the things that their offense could do with Reggie at the helm. But it'll be interesting to see Reggie actually leave the Browns and actually play for another team. Will he do it? We don't know. I guess it just depends on what happens this season. Ultimately, that's all that matters.
I can pick out a few teams Reggie can throw for.
But do you really believe, if they say they do win a championship this year, do you see him leaving anyway?
It depends what another team can offer him. If he's going to be the main cog on the team and loved and respected like he wants to be, yeah, I can see him going and getting an offer, that he can't refuse. That YMM can use him. But do we want to get involved with these young kids?
Maybe.
Longhorns can use it. Can you imagine him throwing to Wesley, Javon, Spider, Marcus.
That's
Mike.
another. That's
You
another
put him on
option.
that team. Wow. I mean,
There's a lot of options.
Talented.
Let's just say he can put him on a lot of
Can
teams.
you imagine Reggie throwing for them Gettys?
Oh my goodness.
Put Reggie on them Gettys. Nothing against Wack. Nothing against Martinez. But can you imagine Reggie throwing to Swiss, Shannon, Megatron, Rubio, Hollywood?
You finally said his name right.
Yeah, I'm getting the names right this week. But there's a lot of teams that'd be interested. You remember, listen, you tell me where you want to go and I'll make it happen. I got Sergeant House Gang. I got Sergeant Street Fam. You know, I got Bishop back with Reckless. I got Mimi back with Reckless. Listen, you call the league office and they approve it. Reggie in a Dem Gettys jersey. Wow, I think that's what you should go next year.
I mean, there's a lot of options, but we can only wait and see what this season holds for.
Hollywood should do that. Make him lead the Browns. Come to him and say, throw for this team. We got an offense. We got playmakers.
You just like
Can you imagine Reggie in that Dem Gettys uniform?
You just like causing controversy because he's still
Hollywood.
in a Browns jersey
Hollywood.
right now.
He's a free agent. There it is. You heard the interview.
He said he doesn't
Go
know.
after him. You could take him to
let's not start trouble so early.
He's a quarterback with experience, and he's a team that's going to support him, and that's all them Gettys do.
That is
they
true.
support their guys. Do it. Do it. Do it. That being said, we're going to get to the next game. Browns with the big win over ILD.
For Browns, Manny has left the team for the rest of this season. Reggie will return to start in this game. Everyone else is here. For ILD, Jesus will not be here for this game. Gil is still injured, but will manage to play in this game. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, the Goody. Carver Mob, them guys. This is the game that everybody been waiting to see. Everybody wanted to see what was going to happen. They had 2 great games last year, but Carver won both games. You have Pams, Coach Pams, not here for Carver, and you have Megatron, not here for the Gettys. Wow, who you think hurts who being out more?
I feel like I say Megatron kind of hurts more because Pams is a big part of this team. He's the one that keeps them in line. He's pretty much one of the main people that. He's probably one of the main. He's the brain of this team.
But he don't catch passes.
No, he doesn't. So I feel it's
Players
definitely
gotta play.
Yes. Megatron hurts them because he's been their main playmaker this year. Hollywood, not to say anything bad about him, but Megatron kind of stepped forward in front of Hollywood this year. He's been having a great year this year. Hollywood's been playing okay too, but we've noticed Megatron more. So losing him now, as well as he's been playing this season, really hurts them, and it kind of throws their whole team out of whack since he plays on both sides of the field.
Well, we're going to jump in the game and see what happens. We're going to start with Chuck getting blitzed and sacked by Hollywood. And then Chuck is going to follow up throwing an interception to number 9, Hate Me, I believe is his name, giving the ball back to them Gettys. And Chuck is human. He's human.
And you know what's funny?
He's a man.
But you know
he's a man. He's not a machine.
But you know what's the funny thing? In week 4 of last year, you said the same exact thing. You said he was human. He got picked off by one of them Gettys players. The same way, I think it was actually the same person last year. So the funny thing is, you said the same thing. You've seen it again. It's hard to say, but you see him make a great play here.
He's a man. He's not a machine. Go to that Rocky clip. He's a man. He's not a machine. You heard him. But Gettys going to end up punting the ball back.
So you went 2 overboard for no reason.
But Carver's going to end up punting the ball back, giving the ball back to Gettys. Martinez is starting now. We don't see no Watt. And Martinez is going to get sacked by Chris, Happy Feet, forcing the Gettys to have to punt. Chuck is going to throw the cable guy with a great route on the sideline. And then he's going to throw a slant to Ricky. Then Chuck is going to throw it again. Almost get intercepted by Hate Me again, forcing Carver to punt. And Chuck is a man when it comes to Hate Me. Great play by Hate Me. Forcing Carver to punt. And remember, no Pams. Everybody ain't looking like, Carver's not looking like the team we're used to. Swiss is going to come in to throw. He's going to get sacked by Happy Feet, forcing a turnover. But Carver's going to have to punt again. That's 3 punts we seen in one game. 3 punts, 1 turnover, something we not used to seeing Carver do. So it's going to get the pass, throw the pass to Shannon in the middle. It's going to be dropped by Shannon, picked off by Joe, ran it for a touchdown. It's going to be a top 5 nominee. Great play by Joe, not only to get the interception, but to take the ball back to the house for the touchdown.
And this is one thing that Carver needed. Their offense was actually not moving the ball. They weren't able to do anything.
Terrible.
Damn, you really like to say that right now because on Carver right now.
Yeah, Chuck looked like he needs to retire.
Wow.
This game.
Oh, wow.
I love
this
him.
game all together.
Maybe it was the snow. Maybe it was no Pams.
Maybe it's both.
Maybe he should have sat down.
But maybe teams need to consider that they don't play as well in the snow.
So, or without Pams. So kidnap Pams. And when you have a big game, kidnap Pams, and you have an opportunity because I've never seen Chuck throw so bad as he did today.
And it was quiet whenever Chuck made a mistake or when the team came short.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you don't get used to. Once you see Pams yelling or raising his voice, you see a dynamic change in the team. You see a revitalization. Whatever he says works. You don't hear it here, and they start off slow. Their defense ends up putting a spark into the team with Joe having a huge play right when they need to, because who knows what would have happened if this didn't happen here.
Swiss is going to get the ball to throw a short, 2 lows, who pitches it back to Swiss, but they're going to get stopped up short of the end zone, taking us into the half, 8-0. We don't really see any offense, more defense than offense, nothing really going on.
Both sides.
Swiss is going to start the ball in the second half and throw a short pass, and it's going to be picked up by Avedo, ran back for the touchdown. Unfortunately, the play was cut. We're going to catch the back end of it, but at the end of the day, he intercepted the ball. He takes it all the way back to the house, and you see 2 touchdowns scored by Carver's defense. Great play by Avedo. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Alvaro.
Yes.
I should just call him touchdown because that's what he did right here.
And as soon as you saw him running, you knew that nobody was touching him. He was taking it all the way back to the house. Their defense is playing huge right now. They're stepping up for their offense because their offense is not making any plays. Their defense is playing huge. Them getters have nothing to do, nothing that they can answer with. No part of their team is looking good right now, and Carver's actually owning them on defense. Right now.
Swiss is going to throw to number 9 in the middle, who's going to make a good catch, and then he's going to throw a short pass to Henry on the sideline. And on last down in the red zone, Swiss throws the ball away. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Chuck is going to throw to number 47. It's almost going to be picked off by number 9 again.
He hates me.
He hates me. Got to 3 passes. Should have 3 already.
Yes.
That's Chuck's weakness. Yeah.
So you're saying that he owns Chuck?
Yes.
Are you saying that?
Yes.
Okay.
He owns Chuck. He needs to have the receipt of Chuck. I have ownership papers on Chuck because he definitely made Chuck look like he was his possession.
I don't think Chuck is going to like this video.
Chuck is going to throw it to Ricky in the middle, who's going to make a nice catch. Chuck is going to throw deep to West, but it's going to be picked off by Hate Me. His second of the game. Should have been his 4th of the game. Great play here by He Hate Me on the great Chuck, who don't look so great this game.
No, he doesn't. And He Hate Me's been having an impressive game. He's been having he's having a good season this year. He's actually making big plays. A lot of players stepping up where we wouldn't notice. A lot of players that we wouldn't notice step up. He's been having a good year. He has 2 interceptions on Chuck. How many players can say that they have that? All in the same game.
Shannon's going to throw it up. I don't know why Shannon's quarterbacking now. He's playing Carver, trying to win. But I guess they was in the given move because he throws it up to number 9, Hate Me. And he's going to be picked off by Danny, giving the ball back to Carver. And Chuck is going to follow up 2 plays later, throwing a touchdown pass to children in the end zone, giving Carver the 20-0 win. Game over. Carver comes away with another win. If somebody told me Chuck was going to throw 2 interceptions, almost throw 4, score 1 touchdown pass versus them getters, but Carver was going to win, I would bet everything I own, and that's not possible. And it is. It happens.
But this is the thing that hurts when you're playing Carver and you're able to still not come up with a win because of something that...
Dumb mistakes.
Yes. And it's annoying. Well, not annoying, but I'm going to say it's frustrating for a team to fall short all the time because of mistakes that you made playing against Carver. Is this an undefeatable team? I personally don't think so. But the point is, they are undefeatable when you don't play to defeat this team. So Carver comes again with a win. They have no walk, and you see that they have no offense without their quarterback. Martinez can't step up and make anything happen. So as you see, without Walk and without Megatron here, they're not the same Them Getters team. Even with Swiss and Shannon, they still take a step back from last year. That shows how important these two guys are in this team. They can't afford to have both of these guys missing at one time.
Hey, Hollywood, you added Shannon, you added Swiss, and you still have 2 losses this season. You have to get Megatron healthy. Doesn't work. And then you didn't upgrade at quarterback. Yes, Watt was a quarterback in the top 10 quarterback countdown. So he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league in the 10 category. But can this guy get you to the next level? I don't think he can. You went from him. You went to Martinez, who was throwing somewhat last year. You got Shannon throwing. Shannon, not really a quarterback. Swiss is a good quarterback. I've seen Swiss throw. He's definitely a decent quarterback. He can win games. But you got this team together to beat Carver and you lost to them. Out of 3 games you played Carver in the UFL, you've lost. That got to be frustrating. You're not healthy. Megatron is out. This is not working. You got to get the troops together because you have to beat Carver to win the championship. You know it. I know it. They got to get done.
But I'm not going to be so harsh on them and say that they don't have the players that they need.
Without Megatron, this team is
of course.
Without Megatron being healthy, I don't care if you got Swiss, I don't care if you got Shannon,
you're right.
I don't care if you got Hollywood, you're not winning the championship.
But I'm not going to be as harsh on Watt and say that he's not enough to get the win he needs to get as quarterback. I don't know why he wasn't here, but you see that they were a different team. They couldn't put nothing on the board without him or Megatron. So I feel like they're both a factor. With Watt, they were able to make it to the conference championship game, so the conference final game. So I feel like they made mistakes on both sides of the field to get them just short of beating Carver. So I feel like they do have enough on the team, and they added Swiss and Shannon. They just got to make the plays that needed to be made, and they didn't.
Your defense definitely played great today. You definitely made Chuck look confused and make bad throws. So I'm going to give you that. But the offense looked pathetic. They couldn't move the ball. You went to several quarterbacks, couldn't put no points. And all the quarterbacks added to no points. Swiss couldn't find the end zone as a receiver. And Shannon, all that move was not able to be done with this snow on the field. We know it's only going to get more snow. It's only going to get colder. So hopefully you're able to turn it around. Carver wins again. And they win based on team's mistakes. People talk about them and, Carver. But when you make mistakes, this team capitalizes on the mistakes. They limit their mistakes because of PAMs. They made a few today, and them Getters were not able to capitalize
at all.
So that's what they got to look at. Yes, you didn't have a quarterback. Yes, you didn't have Megatron, but you had opportunities to win. You had Carver intercepted twice, and if you look at it, you made them punt 3 times. 3. They don't punt. They punted 3 times, Chuck threw 2 interceptions, should have threw 4 today, and they won.
And not only that, if you notice, Boo Boo was there. He was not a factor in this game at all. Exactly. So my point is, this was your opportunity. Yes, he was there.
I didn't notice.
My point is, their defense played impressive today.
Yeah,
Carver's defense played impressive today.
Alvaro and Joe Blow.
Yes, they played impressive today.
When they need to make it. Somebody always figures out a way to win games on this team. And you have to limit your mistakes if you're going to beat them. And once again, them Getters, Reggie. That's a good combination. Reggie, them Getters, next year, UFL champions. That sounds good.
We're going to say one more time, they need Megatron.
I may be getting ahead of myself talking about next season. I mean, when we still got this season to go.
Yeah, you're getting too excited about that.
That'll be a good combination. But you got to get Megatron healthy. Yes. Without Megatron, you're not going anywhere. You get Megatron back, and this offense becomes even more dangerous with Shannon, with Swiss, with Rubio, with Hollywood, and with Megatron. Definitely dangerous team. And we see Carver looking like they're ready to defend their title. Because even when they lose it, they win. Even when they play bad, they win. So what are you going to do? We don't have Pam, they win. What do you do?
Because a lot of people are already convinced that as long as they have Chuck, even though he didn't have a great game, they still play for him and they still make plays when it matters. Their defense stepped up and they played huge today. One thing that a lot of people say, oh, Carver's defense is not that great, but they played and they won this game for this team. So it's an impressive win for them.
Well, that being said, we're going to wrap up the show. Like we told you, Mach was in an unfortunate situation. Our prayers go out from me, Ghost, Tim. Our prayers go out for him. Hopefully he have a speedy recovery. I spoke to him today. He's going to have surgery on Friday on his jaw. He told us he'll be out there in UFL supporting us, supporting his team, who was 4-1. And I think this team has more motivation to go and win a championship, or at least make it far in the playoffs. They have a possible coach of the year, they have a possible comeback player of the year, have a possible quarterback of the year. So this team is making noise. This team is doing things that can actually take them to the next level.
Yeah. The thing about it is, it's all up on them. It's if they can rally back and play well. It's Macho. If losing Macho, personally, on the field and off the field, is it going to hurt them or is it going to strengthen them and motivate them just to go further in this league? Only they can answer that question. And we'll have to wait and see if they can answer that question.
That being said, we hope you enjoyed the show. You can always hit us up on the UFL guest book, www.ufl.org. Go to the guest book. Check us out on Facebook. Go to the Urban Football League on Instagram. You can hit us up, find us, hit us up, any questions, any things. You have a guy, the Watcher, who's been putting stuff on the guest book. I always love the Watcher because he watches the game. He's been here since Brooklyn. We never figure out who he is, but he always gives his opinion on how he thinks was going to happen, and we always love him talking. And guys, like I said, vote. Who do you watch the show for more? Stephen J. or Casper?
Casper. At least
Let
get
us
my
know.
name right.
Ghost. Let us know. And we'll see, and we'll talk about it next week. We're going to wish y'all a very, very blessed new year. We're ready to start this new UFL season, the second half of the season. We're in week 6 coming up. And we're going to hope you and yours enjoyed the show. We're going to see y'all next week on Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Thanks for being with us. Good night.